Welcome. This presentation is developed by the Faculty Research Group. It explains the Research Committee leadership positions. First, let's discuss the leadership overview. The research leaders are critical to the development of the proposal process. Research leaders will develop and coordinate the strategic plan for their sections. This is done by facilitating discussion with their team. It is important to ensure that everyone makes a substantial contribution. The research project manager is responsible for keeping the team focused and on task. This is done by using the argument matrix and timeline. A comprehensive timeline must be submitted to the research director. Communicate weekly with the research director about how you are doing in your team. It is important to obtain input and approval from the entire team. Remind your section leaders about the available FRG topic specialists who are there to help them. When multiple ideas are represented, the RPM must sift through these different ideas to determine the most relevant information. The RPM makes the final decision if there is a disagreement among the team members. The editor incorporates agreed-upon changes and makes the final decision on APA format and style changes. The format should comply with FRG requirements. The editor edits both the proposal and the research documents that are provided by the summary leader. It is important to publish all draft edits in PDF, meaning you would include a PDF when requesting input and gaining approval from your research committee. The editor should also change the file name to the most current date. For example, if you update the proposal or research article on February 5, 2013, then this date would be written in the file name. Draft a sketch of the theoretical framework and develop an illustration to help your visual research committee members understand the framework. The editor must actively participate in the team discussion. The summary leader writes the positive impact statement on how the research will positively impact the institution or members. The summary leader drafts the introduction and explains how this research advances the current state of knowledge in teaching and on learning. The summary leader collects all the written work, such as the proposal and research drafts from the section leaders, and writes it as if one person is writing the paper. One of the last components the summary leader completes is the abstract. You need to review the entire written proposal or research paper before you can write the abstract. The summary leader submits the written document to the editor. The summary leader must actively participate in the team discussion. The literature review leader consolidates team contributions of current literature into a cohesive and coherent document. Current research is compared, contrasted, and critiqued. Summarizes the reviews to justify funding. The literature review incorporates a summary of the problem statement and its significance from the argument matrix. Develops a literature review strategy for the research. Ensures literature review is consistent with the argument matrix and the theoretical framework. The literature review leader actively participates in the team discussion. The methodology leader describes the research method. This includes the proposed data set and criteria for selecting the data file, the sample, selection of variables, and rationale for using them. The methodology leader also provides the analytic tools, techniques, and tests that will be used. The methodology leader drafts research questions to be investigated and the hypothesis, if applicable, to be tested. It is important to ensure the methodology is consistent with the argument matrix and supports the theoretical framework. The methodology leader creates an overview of potential ethical concerns associated with this research, its implementation, or its representation. The methodology leader analyzes data, coordinates with team to write findings, and actively participates in the team discussion. The logistic leader develops a plan on how this research will be distributed. It is important to work with the publication leader when developing this plan. Creates a comprehensive and flexible research timeline. Coordinates the budget and finalizes the appendices. Works with a summary leader to ensure all items are included in the proposal or research document. Researches and coordinates potential funding opportunities. The logistic leader must actively participate in the team discussion. The field leader collects the data and interacts with subjects. It is important to ensure confidentiality during this process. This is done by distributing and collecting the confidentiality forms. Remember to ensure that the documentation is correct. Once the information is gathered, it will be given to the methodology team. All data must be secured and/or destroyed. The field leader must actively participate in the team discussion. The conference leader locates potential conferences, identifies budgetary requirements associated with these conferences, and submits this information to the logistic leader to place in the budget. The conference leader should submit any other documents that may be needed. The conference leader will strategize with team members and decide presenting at conferences and local campuses. It is important to always actively participate in the team discussion. The publication leader locates potential publications, coordinates and follows up on potential publications, identifies budgetary publication requirements, and submits this information to the logistic leader to place in the budget. The publication leader should submit any other documents that may be needed. Ask your team members if they know of any publications or journals that may be included. The publication leader should actively participate in the team discussion. You may be wondering to yourself how you would choose a position. There are several ways to choose the best role for you. If you are not emotionally tied to a role, if you are organized and like to think in a linear way, then Research Project Manager might be the position for you. If you love to do searches, you might consider the Literature Review Leader position. If you know that you are a strong writer and very good at organizing content, then Summary Leader might be the position for you. If you really like research design, collecting and analyzing data, then consider either the Methodology or Field Leader positions. If you love developing budgets and are organized, consider the Logistic Leader position. If you are very detail-oriented and enjoy proofreading, then consider the position of Editor Leader. If you are not sure or just want to get your feet wet, then choose either the Conference or Publication Leader positions. This concludes our presentation on the Leadership Committee positions. Remember to check out our website at www.facultyresearchgroup.org. Once again, it is www.facultyresearchgroup.org.